भावातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्याधिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतम् भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि.
Nithyanandam, we welcome all of the viewers who are logging in, who are tuning in with us on Kailasa's SPH Nithyananda YouTube channel and on Facebook and the various other social media platforms. We welcome all of you. Thank you for tuning in with us today to prepare for the special Satsang on special Satsang from Swamiji, continuing the series, the special Shivaratri series, Quantum Entanglement and Quantum Enlightenment. We welcome all the Paramashiva participants who are logging in and who are joining us from Kailasa, Guinea-Bissau and Kailasa, Tiruvannamalai. We also welcome all the Chitsabha members and the Rajya Sabha members who are all tuning in with us here today. Thank you all for tuning in. And today, as we prepare ourselves for yet another profound revelation from Swamiji in this Shivaratri Satsang series, I think all of us are still settling down from the kind of revelations that Swamiji gave on the Shivaratri day. I think many of us are still settling down and understanding all of those revelations. Can I request everyone, the last few days continuously, what are all the powerful clicks and cognitions which you have picked up from especially the Shivaratri Satsang which Swamiji revealed to all of us just 3 days back? What are your most powerful clicks and what are the revelations which you clicked with the most, and what have you started practically applying in your life? Can I request everyone to take a moment and post it in the YouTube live chat? Even we welcome all the Paramashiva participants also to log in and tune in with us on YouTube in Kailasa's SPH Nithyananda YouTube channel. And any questions you have, anything you want to share, you can directly come and post it there in the live chat and we will definitely attend to it. Can I also request, if anyone here who's watching us for the first time, if you're completely new, and for all the others also, to please post your name in the chat and let us know where you are joining us from, and we would love to interact with all of you. Okay, Nithyanandam, Ganeshaya from Kailasa Tiruvannamalai Nithyanandam, Kritikaya Nithyanandam. Okay, wonderful. Can I request everyone to keep posting in the chat what are your most powerful cognitions and clicks which you got from the satsangs? See, especially Swamiji first 2-3 days Swamiji started with revealing about how to manifest your reality, how to manifest what you want. And Swamiji is so beautifully explained about how, I'll take the pleasure of repeating this again, you are a fertile field. Your words are the seeds which you sow in the fertile field, and what you harvest is your reality. So profound, so beautiful, and one thing which, when Swamiji said this, it makes us really look back and see that what you manifest as your reality right now is not what you are declaring right now, but it is an echo of your past belief. In your past, if you believe that you are a failure, in your past, if you believed all your shortcomings, that you are a failure and all of this, then that is what you are fermenting inside of you. Naturally, you are going to be eventually manifesting that. The reality which you see is just in a delay, that's all. Now this really clicked with me because it shows us how so much of what we see, nothing which we see is the reality. And everything which we see is only as whatever you see, whatever you manifest in your life is only what you kept repeating to yourself, what you kept fermenting inside of you.
All the viewers on YouTube, are you all able to hear me? I see someone named SWA274 is saying audio is not coming. Could you please let us know if all of you are able to hear us?
I request all the viewers to let us know in the chat if you are able to hear us. Okay, and continuing to how, then after that, after these 2-3 days of Swamiji revealing about manifestation, Swamiji continued to reveal about where do you go when you sleep, when you go into the sleep state. Now this was a very interesting topic, because thinking about how normally what do we think about sleep, that it's the most unproductive time of our day, but Swamiji actually showed us about what all happens, where do you go when you sleep, what happens when you enter that sleep state, what happens when you go into deep sleep. Swamiji explained that you enter the Karana Sharira, your causal layer. What actually happens? All your samskaras, everything is stored there. What Swamiji so beautifully explained that. And then after that, understanding, as Swamiji kept on revealing, for me especially, in different ways I had different clicks, and I would like to hear. Okay, AB Nath Ayya has posted audible, audio is clear. Yes, thank you Ayya for posting. Okay, can I request all of you to post in the chat what are your most powerful cognitions in the clip which you got from the satsangs? Okay, now I have a quick question for you, as everyone is also posting. Now, when Swamiji explained about when we sleep, we enter into the Karana Sharira. Now, usually for us, we are very unconscious when we fall asleep. We are unconscious, we don't even know at what point do we fall asleep.
True.
So we're very unconscious of that, and especially when we're in deep sleep also, we're very unconscious. But there is still something which is happening. But for us, it is still so unproductive. But for Swamiji, right, we don't use the term sleep for Swamiji. We say Swamiji goes into Samadhi. What actually happens for us, all our samskaras are stored in our causal layer. So every time we go there, we pick up those samskaras and we come back. So it's not like we literally come back with a larger baggage of more problems. So how is it for Swamiji is my question.
Of course, we can't decode Bhagavan's inner space. Like always Swamiji will say, like Swamiji is, whenever Swamiji goes into Samadhi, this is how I understand it, right? Like it's a vast expanse of just pure cosmos, right? So just like a few things that really clicks with me in this is how the first and foremost thing, see, our samskaras, when the causal layer, when you go, only the samskaras are all stored there. So when your samskaras are stored in your causal layer, each time you go and you come back, what are you doing? You're only going back to the causal layer. Of course, it recharges you, but you're only going to hold on to that identity. But Swamiji does not have that at all. And Swamiji is not only in Turiya, he's in Turiyatita. That's the fifth state. There are 4 states of your consciousness, and there's a 5th state of your consciousness.
Jagrat, which is waking
state, what we are right now in. Here you have your I consciousness, what you feel as you, that I consciousness is high, alive. Okay. Then there is
Swapna,
dream state, Swapna. This Swapna state is where you have your I consciousness really low, but your thoughts are very high. That's why you don't have control over your dreams.
Yes.
Third,
Sushupti,
which is deep sleep. Neither you have your I consciousness is completely not there, and your thoughts, that's also in zero. So that is why you have a deep sleep. It is in Sushupti state that you actually go into your causal layer. And in your waking state, there's another 4th state where you are having that pure consciousness. There is zero thoughts, but there is I awareness. That is a Turiya state. Literal translation of Turiya is called as a 4th state. Now, 5th state is Turiyatita. Turiyatita state is where you are beyond the 4th state. That's all is a definition. Like you can't even define it.
Turiyatita. Turiya means the 4th state, Tita means like beyond.
So it's Turyatita. Now Swamiji is in this Turyatita state. Being established in Turyatita state, you can play with any other states of consciousness. See, whenever the whole cosmos is getting sustained, right? And when the dissolution happens, if you observe, Parandama, Mahavishnu goes into Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is that state where you are going into a space where you can consciously access your dream state and deep sleep state. This is called as Yoga Nidra. So Yoga Nidra, if you enter into Yoga Nidra state, you get the ability to be conscious even during your dream state and deep sleep state. So when here is where conscious manifestation happens. That's why Bhagavan in his Yoga Nidra, that is where when Mahavishnu is in his Yoga Nidra, from his Nabhik Kamala, from the navel center, the lotus blooms, Brahma happens. The one who is doing the creation.
Yes.
And Paramashiva is always established in that Samadhi to run this whole universe by rejuvenating and sustaining. He does the Panchakritya through all 5 phases. It is that Samadhi, which is our highest conscious state. And that highest conscious state, you achieve that state. See, when you go into that high conscious awareness, where you are able to be aware, even during all your dream state, deep sleep state, everything, you would be able to see how with that high awareness where you are conscious, you can play with anything. Matter will simply become a play. There is a beautiful story. Okay, hold on. There's a question.
Self-respect -G3Z6D has asked, I have one question. Your YouTube video, can I upload your content? Please tell about this.
Yes, Saya. There's an option for being a digital ambassador. So, as a digital ambassador, you can sign up for being a digital ambassador. And as a digital ambassador, you do have we will let you know, you will be able to upload all Swamiji's videos into your own channels.
Actually, this project is a very beautiful project which Swamiji announced just a few days back actually. And we have had so many sign-ups already. This Digi Ambassador project is where you can create your YouTube channel and you can upload all of Swamiji's content, what Swamiji speaks about, Swamiji's shorts, the reels, all of Swamiji's content onto your YouTube channel. You can even monetize the channel. And how many views and whatever amount which you are getting from our content, from Swamiji's content which you are uploading, Kailasa will also pay you that equal amount. You can also monetize your channel and earn through that. So this is a Digi Ambassador project. There are also few guidelines along with this, where you do not dilute the content or you do not change the content in any way that it is shown out of context. There are few guidelines also along with this. So EB Nath is asking how to join Digital Ambassador.
I'll send you the link. I'll have our team will send you the link, Aya, and you'll be able to sign up for being a digital ambassador.
So anyone who wants to become a digital ambassador, you can post here right now, post it in the YouTube chat, and our digital team will post the link in the chat, and you will be able to sign up for being a digital ambassador there. Yes, so anyone who's interested, you can post in the chat. And yes, now I also request anyone, if anybody has any questions about the satsang, about what Swamiji has been revealing, especially the last few days, what all Swamiji has been talking about, if you have any questions, please feel free to post it in the chat and we are here to answer it for you. Yes. So you were saying there's a beautiful story.
Yes, so there's a very beautiful story in which in the life of Manikkavasagar. And so Manikkavasagar is a great devotee of Paramashiva, and like he's such, like his whole life is, Swamji will tell in Tamil, Bhakti in Shakti Manikkavasagar, means the way how powerful his devotion is, right? So there is this Leela where actually he is sent. I'm just trying to summarize it. He is sent by the king with money to build a temple for Paramashiva. But on the way, Paramashiva appears as Gurumurti. Okay, right under he goes on the way. He sees Paramashiva as literally sitting as Gurumurti, and he falls in love with Paramashiva and gets so deeply connected to Paramashiva, and he experiences that deep feeling connection, gets enlightened, and but by then the king but the days together pass, and the king is not even hearing any news from Manikkavasagar. So the king sends his army to find out about the army is with Manikkavasagar, right? Like they all came. So but nobody is returned back. Then some people who try to go and try to report to the king, for them all they got like some other accident, they were not able to go to the king and report about Manikkavasagar. So this goes on for many days. Manikkavasagar day and night passes, he is just sitting at the feet of Paramashiva, enjoying Paramashiva, doing seva to Paramashiva. So then what happens, Manikkavasagar, so at one point the king gets really angry, and the king learns that Manikkavasagar is not in the temple construction is not started, he's still here. So he's supposed to, he gets the money not for temple construction, to buy horses for the king, right? But Manikkavasagar uses that whole thing to build a temple for Paramashiva. So he asks so this the king learns about till now the horses have not come. So he orders Manikkavasagar to come. He sends an order and says, Manikkavasagar, come back with the horses, you should come and report back to me. The Manikkavasagar goes and asks Paramashiva. Paramashiva says, all right, go, I'll take care. Tell him on this particular date, exactly on this particular new moon, the full moon night, you will have the horses. In next 2-3 days, the horses will come. And he also goes and tells this to
The
king. And the king, however, gets really angry. He feels like, his ego is hurt because Manikkavasagar did not come all these days, and now he's coming empty-handed without getting the horse. And then he's coming and promising, telling that, the horses are going to be coming. So he doesn't listen to what Manikkavasagar says. He imprisons Manikkavasagar. He says, only after the horses come, you can go. Then next day, exactly as promised, Paramashiva himself assumes the form of the one who mans all the horses, and he goes to the forest, converts all the jackals and foxes into horses and gets them. And because the king, because what the king did was also not right, like Manikkavasagar is promising, and the king also knows he is used this for the temple construction. So that is great divine work for Paramashiva. Doesn't even want to listen to Manikkavasagar. So Bhagavan himself comes, and the moment the king sees such healthy horses, he's never seen such beautiful horses ever in his life. And so he then apologizes. He frees Manikkavasagar out. He's like, okay, I'm sorry, I should have not arrested you, but now you're free to go. Anyway, the horses have come. So he's so proud of his new horses, makes them all go, be in the stable, the horse stable. And overnight, however, all the horses gets reconverted back into foxes. No, whole night the foxes are howling loudly. And they start killing the horses that are there in the stable. And the king is shocked. He wakes up and he's furious. He says, you have done a foul play. He says, no, this was directly Paramashiva's own commandment. But king is not ready to listen. He says, I'm going to punish you. And he brings Manikavasagar to the banks of the Vaigai river. And in the hot Vaigai river, he makes Manikavasagar kneel down. The moment Manikavasagar, great devotee of Paramashiva, is punished, the Vaigai river starts flooding up. So when the flooding happens, then immediately the king says, okay, I order all the citizens to build embankment because Vaigai is starting to flood. Now every house, they had to come and build an embankment. This is exactly when, Vandi, she is another great devotee of Paramashiva, and in her home, she says, I have only you. You are my only son. I don't have anybody else. I only do every day. I do puttu. Puttu is like, you can call it as Madurai idli, special idli, and only that puttu is there. I have nothing else with me, and barely I make any income out of it. You know better than what I am telling. So where am I going to go and build the embankment? Who is going to help me? And she deeply prays to Paramashiva. And actually, I'm trying to summarize whole story fast. It's very beautiful how Paramashiva comes, and then he comes and he sits and eats in Vandi's house. And as a young man, he comes. He says, "Okay, you give me puttu. I don't have money. I'll repay you back with work. I'll go and do this instead of you." So she says, "All right, have the puttu," and she gives the puttu, and he goes. She doesn't know it's Paramashiva. Anyway, so he goes, and he goes to the Vaigai river. Instead of sitting and doing the embankment work, he goes and lies down under the tree. And everyone are boiling seeing him, especially the soldiers who are there. Then the king comes in rounds. He sees, what is this? Who's this guy who's lying down? And he says, get up, don't lie down here, this is not the place for you to lie down. Paramashiva says, and then he turns and he sleeps. And then king gets really furious. He takes his staff, the Sengol, and gives a beat to Paramashiva on his back. That hit was experienced by every being on the planet. Every being. The Purana describes that it goes to such an extent, even the sishu means the baby, the embryo in the womb of the mother also experiences that hit. Every being, including the king, experiences that. Everyone screams, ah! Then the king realizes, oh God, hit I get him. You all are getting. And he falls at Paramashiva's feet and apologizes. The reason I was narrating this whole thing is in this space, what Paramashiva is in, that state is the Shuddha Sama, the highest oneness. It's in that ultimate Paramadvaita where he is existing with everyone, physically connected. That is the state. Many times you'll hear from Swamiji, right? Like Swamiji, there's one very beautiful incident in Swamiji's life. So once Swamiji was in intense samadhi, and when Swamiji was in intense samadhi at that time, suddenly Swamiji just got up and Swamiji said, someone has placed a crown, a diamond-studded crown on my head. I think someone has kept it maybe on Devi Meenakshi. And like in middle of the samadhi, right? Swamiji calls the people around and Swamiji tells this. And then next morning, there is a news that gets published that a devotee offered the diamond crown to Devi Meenakshi.
Wow. So, what we would normally consider as what for us is the most unproductive time of the day, for Swamiji, of course, we can't limit it just to this, but for Swamiji is literally like in that samadhi, that is where Swamiji expands. And experience, like we all experience that oneness with Swamiji.
See, it is not just, see, it's not like Swamiji has to do something for it. See, it's like in an entire forest, you take a fire stick and you walk around with that fire stick. How much ever you are seeing, that much only experience you are having of the forest. But you can't say, just because you're going to one place and you see, oh, there's a small pond and there are a few rocks here and I see 2-3 trees. I don't see any wild animals here. Oh, that means the whole forest doesn't have wild animals. You can't say that.
Yes.
Or you just go to a place where there's only snakes and crocodiles, and then you can't say the whole forest is just this. The experience of that, what we call as Swamiji, means the unmanifest, the avyakta, manifesting in the vyakta. You only perceive from what limited amount you have, and you call that perception as Swamiji. That's why the way each person experiences Swamiji would be very different. It's based on how much you're perceiving, you're experiencing. But who Swamiji is Paramashiva, right? Like how Swamiji is manifesting. It's far like deeper than what any one of us can even cognize. Okay, see a lot more people. Nithyanandam, Tom Gamer has posted a question. Why are we even here on this planet Earth? How can we increase our experience in meditation? See, first thing, this question of why am I here on this planet Earth, you need to ask yourself, but know one thing. This is the birth that you have as a human being. Is the rarest of the rarest.
See, for this there's actually like, there's no one answer which we can tell, but why you are here? Invariably for all human beings, even having a human body is the rarest of the rare. Right now, we don't realize that. Just 2 days back, Swamiji was explaining about how we are not sophisticated evolved animals, but we are consciousness which has descended. Understand, you are literally, you only through the human body, for you to experience consciousness, the only being, you even, listen, even gods and goddesses, devatas, even they cannot experience that oneness with Paramashiva, that consciousness, when they are in that form. Only through a human body you can experience that consciousness. Only through a human body you can experience this consciousness which you have right now. No animals, no other beings can experience
it. Do you know, that is why in Srimad Bhagavatam, it's a beautiful verse, comes in the 11th chapter, 11.9, 0.29, the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, where it says, means it's the 11th canto, in the 9th chapter, the 29th verse, it says, Labdva sudurlabham idam bahu sambhavante manusyamartadam anityam apiha dhiraha turnam yateta napatet anumrityu yavan Trishye saya vishayah kalu sarvatasyat. It says, how rarest of the rarest that assuming a human form is. It says, labdva sudurlabham, having achieved that which is very difficult to obtain. Idam bahu sambhava ante, means after taking these many births, Manushyam arthadam, means you have gotten this human form of life. See, even though it's temporary, even though it's anitya, it's temporary. After many births and deaths, one achieves the rarest human form, which, although temporary, affords one the opportunity to attain the highest perfection. Therefore, anyone that's conscious should quickly endeavor to the ultimate perfection of life, reach that moksha, work for that ultimate perfection which is moksha, experience that mukti. That is the purpose of each and every single person's life.
See, really, at the end, the purpose of every human being is to attain moksha, liberation. Because if you have come down in this human form, it is only through this human form that you can achieve moksha. Only through this human form that you can get liberated. So ultimately, see, you have already taken millions of births. You have taken millions of different kinds of births. You have taken birth as a grass. You have taken birth as a stone. You have taken birth as an animal. You have taken birth as a leaf. You have taken birth as a fish. You have taken all kinds of births. You've had millions of births until now, and you've had millions of deaths also. All different types of deaths. You've experienced the most peaceful death, the most happy death, the most painful death. You've gone through everything already. Only after millions and millions, after taking millions and millions of births, millions and millions of different types of bodies, you would have been born as different species in different bodies and had different experiences. Only after all of that, finally you have taken the human body. If you have taken the human body, and see, first of all, taking a human body itself is very rare. On top of that, if you have had the greatest blessing of coming to an avatar, an incarnation who is here in the human body available to humanity, that means you are here for moksha. The purpose of your life is for moksha, liberation, enlightenment.
How many of you are understanding this?
Tom Gameraya is asking, what's the experience of liberation or moksha? Has Swamiji ever shared anything on it?
Oh God, so many. Why don't you just watch this channel? Type the word moksha. Swamiji explains about how Swamiji experienced the first enlightenment experience. What Swamiji says as Satori. When Swamiji was just 12 years old. And Swamiji has explained about this in different dimensions. So yes, Swamiji has spoken a lot about moksha.
So essentially the answer which we can give you is, overall the purpose for all human beings is to achieve moksha. But specifically for you, if you have had the greatest blessing of coming to an incarnation, coming to an avatar, understand it is after so many births and deaths, after so many millions of births of longing, that you have manifested a living incarnation in your life. There's this beautiful verse in Tamil which is there, which explains about how you have taken all different kinds of births, but at the end, after all of that, when you decide enough, you are tired of all of these. You're tired of all of these different births, this vicious cycle of birth and death. When you're tired of all of this, when you say enough, you come to a guru to experience that moksha. That's why in Tamil, in the Shiva Puranam, there's a beautiful verse which goes, Pullagi Pudai Puruvai Maramagi Palviramagi Paravayai Pambagi Kallai Manidarai Peyai Ganangalai Vallasuraragi Munivarai Devarai Sellada Nindra
Itavara Sangamathul Ella Pirappum Pirandilaithen Emperuman. Sella Nindra Itavara Sangamathul Ella Pirappum Pirandilaithen Emperuman.
It says, Pullagi Puda, you have been born as a grass, you have been born as a tree, you have been born as a stone, and you have been born in many, like Pal Miragamagi, means you have been born in many different animal bodies also. As birds, as snakes, as reptiles, as mammals, you've been born in all these bodies. Then you've been born as a Gandharva. You've been born in all of these, as a demigod. You've taken all of these births. After all of this, I have this in this verse it explains, enough of all of this vicious cycle of birth and death, enough. I come and surrender at your feet to attain the ultimate liberation, moksha, enlightenment. So, if you have had the blessing to have an avatar in your life, if you have had the blessing to come to a living incarnation, then your life is definitely for moksha. Okay, I see many comments coming. People are asking how to join the digital ambassadors. Yes, our team will be posting the link in the chat shortly, and then you can sign up for the digital ambassadors there. We will be posting it. Our team will be posting the link shortly. Yes. Now, shortly, in just a few more moments, we are going to be preparing ourselves to receive the darshan and satsang from Swamiji. So now, coming back to what Swamiji revealed so beautifully on the Shivaratri Satsang, Swamiji was talking about the evolution theory, the Darwin's evolution theory, about how, what we normally know, that we have evolved from amoeba to fish, fish to monkey, monkey to man. This is what we all understand as how we evolved to human beings. But what Swamiji so beautifully revealed is, everything which you know is you. What you know is you right now. Even everyone who's sitting and watching this right now, you're sitting and watching the screen, seeing us talk. Even what you know is you, what you identify as you, is all false. Is a lie which is dumped on you by the society. From a young age, unfortunately, we are so brainwashed by the society to believe, we are brainwashed to believe that you are limited, that we are some evolved animals, sophisticated animals. No. Please understand, your body has evolved. Yes, your physical body has definitely evolved, but your consciousness is directly descended. It is not evolved from man to animal to man. Your consciousness is directly descended.
Okay, I have many interesting questions that I am getting.
Okay.
You're asking, saying, why do we not remember anything about our past lives?
Yes, this is a very interesting question and one of my favorite topics to talk about. See, I'll explain to you with a small, with a quick example, okay? So, let's say you are planning to go from India to the US for your brother's wedding, let's say. So, you book your flight tickets and you reach the airport. You even board the flight. Okay, you even get onto the flight to go. But the moment you board the flight and the flight takes off, you forget why you're going. So the moment the flight lands and you're in the US, you forget why you have even come. So you go, you do vacation, you roam all around, you finish everything. Nicely, after 6 months, when you decide to go back, only when you get on the flight to come back to India, suddenly you remember, oh God, I came for my brother's wedding. But by then, you're already on the flight to come back to India. This is the story of the vicious cycle of birth and death. See, when you take birth with certain desires that you're going to fulfill. And you take a birth. You asked, why do we forget our past life? Listen, when the baby is in the womb of the mother, right? the baby does not have a soul. Baby is in the womb of the mother. The soul is not yet there in the baby. It is the baby's body is only an extension of the mother. Only the moment as the baby is coming out of the mother's womb, the first time the skin touches the air, that is when the soul enters the body. But listen, when this whole process is happening, what do we usually think? We think that birth, childbirth is a very painful thing for the mother. Let me tell you all, it's not just painful only for the mother. Even the baby goes through a lot of pain. See, for 9 months the baby is in a nice incubator. It doesn't have to do anything. It's just relaxed. The food is brought to it. The mother only eats for it. The food is supplied. It doesn't need to worry about breathing. It doesn't need to worry about walking. It doesn't need to worry about eating. It doesn't need to worry about anything. It's in a tiny closed confined space, and it's like a full incubator protected by everything, and the mother only does everything for the baby. But when the childbirth is happening, it's a sudden rude shock for the baby, because now suddenly it's going through a small tunnel which is squeezing every part of the baby. Suddenly it's being it's being held upside down by a big fat old nurse who spanks it on the butt for it to start breathing. Now the baby has to start breathing. It has to open its eyes and see. It has to, it sees all its functions. There's fully light all around, and the umbilical cord is cut. It now has to cry. It has to breathe. It has to signal. This whole process is very painful for the baby. When this happens, when the childbirth is happening, till then you remember your past birth, what you were in the past birth, and why you took this birth, with what purpose you have taken this birth. Till that point you remember everything. But that moment when the baby goes through all of this, that is when the baby goes into a coma. So literally the child goes into a coma state. When that happens, that coma is so strong or so deep that you forget about the purpose with which you came, the purpose with which you assume the body, and even your past life. Because most of the time, 99.999% of the time, you take your current samskaras, your current purpose with which you come down is based on your past life. Because you go through so much of guilt that, I didn't fulfill this, I didn't fulfill that. You come down deciding that this time I will fulfill it. So you remember until then that, okay, this is what you did and you don't want to repeat the same mistake. That's why you're taking another birth. But during this whole process, the baby goes into a deep state of coma, and that is when you forget all your past life and for what purpose you have even come down. You forget that also. Are you understanding? Have I answered your question? Tom Gameraya, have I answered? If you have any other questions, you can post here in the chat. Nithyanandam, Rafael Gonzalez, Aya Nithyanandam. I can see another person, K Dread 4501, Nithyanandam.
Okay, now also all the participants who are here with us, let us all the participants, the Paramashiva Sena participants that are here, we are all going to be intensely working on the process that we were doing actually in the Paramashiva Sena program to align us to that true purpose of our life. See, anything that you want to manifest as a reality, you start first that whatever you want to manifest as a reality starts with you, how you are experiencing inside you, what you are actually experiencing. Now, to realize, see, you have to not only complete the karmas that are postnatal, means after you assume the body. There is prenatal karmas, postnatal karmas. In Paramashiva Sena, the kind of completions we do, it drills deep, goes layer by layer by layer, and starts removing these karmas. I want to request all of you, whoever here has not done your Paramashiva Sena yet, I wanted to invite all of you to come join us in the Paramashiva Sena program. You can go ahead, head to ecitizen.info/PSS and sign up.
So, we welcome, actually today is the 18th of Feb. We have just less than, I think around 12 days left, or actually less than that because it's Feb. We have just Another 10 days left for us to start the next batch of Paramashivasena season 16. This time it will be happening in Kailasa, Guinea-Bissau and Kailasa, Tiruvannamalai. So all of those, if you have still not yet attended the Paramashivasena program, you should definitely come. There are, Tom Ayya, as an answer to your next question, there are certain ways, sometimes, especially when you receive initiation, actually in the Paramashivasena, right, we have a intense death process meditation, the conscious death process meditation. During that time, because it's in the presence of Swamiji and Swamiji is directly doing the process, there is a chance for you, many times many people see their past birth, they remember their past lives, their past births, so that is there. That high chance is there during the conscious death process meditation. It happens in the Paramashivasena program. You can come and attend. Can you post where are you joining us from? Tom Ayya, could you post in the chat? Where are you joining us from? You can come and sign up for the Paramashivasena. You can see the form. The link is posted in, the link is projected on the screen. You can put your intention there. Yes. So, Wizard Gonzalez Aya has posted Samskaras. I'm 42 years old and I'm starting to remember why I'm here. Exactly.
At least we started. It's never too late to fall in love with Paramashiva. But the faster you start, that's better for us.
Yes. The faster you start, the more time you have, the more conscious you can become. And the more you can start living the conscious lifestyle. Otherwise, it goes back into this rut. You waste your whole life, get distracted. In fact, instead of focusing on what purpose you came down for, you pick up even more and more desires. You see somebody getting this, you pick up, oh, I want to do that. You see something else, you pick up that desire. So you pick up everything from all around and you get so distracted. Finally, when you're leaving your body, you realize, oh God, I did not do what I came down for. So and this is a vicious cycle, because then you decide, okay, this time I'm going to be sincere, next birth I will definitely fulfill it, but it's the same vicious cycle again. That is why, if you are here, first of all, even having a human body is the greatest blessing. Even having a human birth is the greatest blessing. On top of that, if you have had even the slightest thought about seeking towards the spiritual path, who am I? What is the purpose of my life? If you have had that feeling, there is something beyond this. There is something beyond this mundane life, running after money, running after relationships. There is something beyond this. If you have even had that slight thought about it, be clear. Your life is for moksha. It is for enlightenment. And on top of that, if you have been directly led to an avatar, a living incarnation in your life, be 100% clear, your life is for moksha. Don't waste it trying to run after anything else. Start living the conscious lifestyle from now. That is when you'll wake up. How Swamiji explained, that is when you'll wake up, you will not be under the delusion of limiting yourself to something so small. The delusion which society dumps on us, limiting ourselves to just this body, thinking that we're so small. No. We are beyond that. Your consciousness which has descended. You have so much of possibility. So that is what you will start waking up to. Empowered Living has posted, the PSS program was definitely a booster to remember, and it has shifted my inner world and outer world completely. One of the best decisions I made in this lifetime.
Good. So happy to hear that. Because in the Paramashivasena program, literally, Swamiji is removing that layers and layers and layers which is just blocked inside you. The frozen parts of you are just melted. And suddenly you become a new person altogether. You're completely transformed. Now, okay, K. Dread. Could you please put your real name, Maya, in your YouTube channel? Okay, you're asking, what is the best process for entering into Samadhi? Observing the observer. Just start observing the observer. That's the best way to enter into Samadhi.
See, actually, this also Swamiji explains so beautifully in the Shivaratri Satsang. See, all what you receive, whatever you receive from your external senses, right, from your five senses, you see with your eyes and you process things, you hear with your ears and you process, you taste with your tongue, you feel, you smell. Now all these five senses, constantly you are receiving. And what happens, whatever you keep receiving from your five senses externally, that becomes so much of reaction inside of you. Like for example, I'll just take the most common thing seen. You see someone doing something which you don't like, it causes a reaction inside of you. But what starts happening is, unconsciously, all whatever you're receiving through your five senses, it constantly creates so much of reaction inside your inner space. That is what is continuously just, creating so much of restlessness. That's why Bhagavan Shri Krishna so beautifully explains in the Bhagavad Gita. He says in the second chapter, Yada samharate chayam kūrmāṅgānīva sarvashaha indriyāni indriyāntebhyas tasya prajñā pratishtita. He says, Yada samharate chayam kūrmāṅgānīva sarvashaha. He says, just as a tortoise withdraws its limbs into its body, just like that, withdraw from your senses. Indriyan indriyartebhyas. Withdraw from all of your five senses consciously, and you will be established in the space of completion. Tasya prajñā pratishtita. He says, like how a tortoise, you see that tortoise can, pull its hands and legs and head inside its shell and it withdraws, right? Just like that, withdraw from all of your senses. Observe the observer. When you step back and observe, who is the one? It's not just for reactions, even otherwise. Who is the one who is seeing? Who is the one who is hearing? Who is the one who is smelling? Who is the one who is feeling? Who is the one who is inside doing everything? When you step back, observe as a third person. Witness the witness and observe the observer. When you step back and do that, you will start experiencing samadhi, entering into the space of samadhi.
Okay, Satishaya has posted, நான் பரமசிவம் என்று கொஞ்ச நேரம் மட்டுமே உணர முடிகிறது, அதிகப்படுத்த முயற்சியில் இருக்கின்றேன். He's saying, I'm only able to realize and feel that I'm Paramashiva for a few minutes. After that, I'm not able to feel it. So I'm working on a practice. I'm working to practice how to extend this period. See, Ayya, first thing, even that few minutes that you're able to enjoy being in that space, establish, celebrate that. See, very important thing, we all always think freedom is the number of kilometers you travel, means which all countries you're able to freely travel, how much you're able to go. The unit of that measurement is always in kilometers. No. Unit of measurement of true freedom should be in your inner space. How long can you travel without getting broken, without getting reactive, without your thoughts going in clutching, without you clutching to your thoughts? How much time can you sit with yourself without any reaction happening in you? That, so unit of time, unit of freedom should be measured in minutes, in the time units, not in kilometers, length units. That is real freedom. So first thing, Ayya, to actually expand the space, Satishaya, listen, just decide that each time that you remember, you want to simply realign yourself. Don't worry. First, initially you may struggle. Initially you may feel only 5 minutes I am able to keep. After that, I am not able to sustain the same feeling. It is okay. 5 minutes you are able to start? Start. Then you drop. Again after half an hour, again you remember? It's okay, start again. It is which part of you are empowering. Don't err towards this negative self-talk. Err towards this empowering self-talk. Then more and more, as you empower yourself, you will suddenly see the time with which you are able to sit will, as Paramashiva, will expand. Do more power manifestation. Come attend the Paramashiva Sena program. here you learn the science of completion that would give you the shift.
That's why Swamiji says, act as if you are Paramashiva to realize as is you are Paramashiva. So keep, even if you feel, even if your mind laughs at you and mocks you, telling, as if you are Paramashiva, look, you can't even handle your wife, you still have to pay tax, you still have to pay, pay a EMI. It's okay. Continue to be in that space that you are Paramashiva. You will eventually realize that as is, you are Paramashiva, and you will manifest that dimension of you.
Now, it's time already for the satsang. Now, let's all get ready and sit in a deep meditative space. Close your eyes and let's all prepare ourselves to receive Swamiji. So, just take a few minutes and settle in the same space. All of us, all the YouTube viewers, you can go to the same YouTube channel, refresh, and you'll be able to watch the live satsang. Thank you all. Nithyanandam.